Blackpool and Fleetwood, Lytham and Kirkham, St Anne's and Thornton. In fact, to wherever you are from here. Fylde Coast Radio.
In a world where nothing is certain, only music can help you to find the right way. The way you should follow today. This way will take you to the best genres of music from around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome
Wednesday Nights Live. Fun, fresh, and fabulous. Stay tuned to Fylde Coast Radio.
Yes, stay tuned to us here at Fylde Coast Radio. It's me, Lindsay Knotts, taking you through your morning up until midday today. Well, I'm joined in the studio now, as promised earlier, by Elizabeth D. Are we calling you Elizabeth or Liz?
No, call me Liz.
Yes, we'll call you Liz. You just need to come a little bit closer to the microphone if you can. I'll turn that up as well. And you're here to talk to us today about Edward, your son, and the Edward D Fund and a song for Edward. So if you want to start off by telling us a little bit about Edward and how this all journey began.
Well, I lost Edward very, very suddenly in December 2016 to what we now know as meningitis and sepsis. Edward was, he became ill with what we know, what was a sickness bug, and there weren't any other symptoms. I've really spent most of my time now trying to tell everybody the signs and symptoms to look for meningitis and sepsis, because it's really, really difficult to spot. Edward was massive part of the community. He took part in so many things, from football and tennis to swimming for St Anne's Swimming Club, rookie lifeguard. He was a massive part of the Cub Scouts, loved scouting. You can probably count on one hand the number of things he didn't do with Scouts. Cornet in Lancashire Orchestra. Oh, you name it. Edward had his finger in every pie going. He was a massive part of the community, really at the heart of it. And this, all the charity work that I've done since Edward died, I never really set out to do charity work. It sort of morphed. We had so much support for Edward in the community. So many people knew him, adults and children alike. And people wanted to do things for Edward, so I needed a channel to start doing, to put the money that people were raising. And so I always supported Meningitis Now. They were incredibly supportive of me, especially Steve Damon, the founder. I've had numerous visits from Steve. But I fundraised for Meningitis Now and raised awareness of the diseases on behalf of them. It was only a couple of weeks ago I announced that we'd actually raised £100,000 now.
I saw that. That's
in
amazing.
Edward's memory, which is phenomenal. I mean, it couldn't have been done without the support, but I'm so incredibly proud of everybody that's helped, and really proud to be Edward's mum, to be honest.
Yeah.
But since well, I've been chatting to the community, to Edward's friends, to businesses, and I think we needed something local. I wanted something local. I still think I still want to raise money and support meningitis and sepsis charities. I still want to raise awareness massively. I think there's still a massive need for awareness of those two diseases.
Yes.
But to do something in communities, in Edward's memory, feels right. It feels right to keep Edward at the heart of, if he was here, he'd still be in the heart of a community.
Yes.
So to put things back in his memory is just brilliant, and it means that local people are, communities, wider communities even. I get a lot of support from wider communities. It's not just a community here, but to do things in communities where there's an impact in Edward's memory is something that I want to pursue.
I think most people locally, I don't know hardly anybody that doesn't know of Edward Dee, because wherever you go you see posters in shops and advertising what's going on, and his cheeky little face.
You couldn't ignore him when he was here, and you can't ignore him now he's not here. But the thing is, the reason behind that is obviously Edward is my drive.
Yeah.
But there's a real story. People can relate to a story, children can relate to a story. It's not a fact or a figure, it's not a statistic, it is a real story, it happens. And I think the nature of Edward, the person, the boy, the whole story behind him, he was engaging, he was inspirational, he was energetic, enthusiastic, they're great positive words, and if nothing else, to get behind something that's so positive in a community while giving an important message, it's brilliant.
So you said when Edward got ill, there weren't many signs and symptoms. No. What is it that people need to look out for?
With meningitis, there are a few signs and symptoms, but not all will present.
Right.
So it could be dislike of bright lights, it could be stiff neck, it could be sickness and diarrhoea. With sepsis, it could be really achy limbs, hot, cold hands and feet, a blotchy rash which develops into big purple bruising. Wow. But people associate a rash with meningitis. It's not. You do,
because that's what they say, don't they? You put a glass on and see whether the rash...
Well, that's sepsis, but in cases of meningitis, that's often a very late symptom.
Right.
So you don't wait. In all cases, I mean, with Edward, he had a sickness bug, and I think the red herring was that his brother had a sickness bug the day before. Now, we still think it was a sickness bug, but meningitis is carried in the back of the throat. Something triggers it to get into the bloodstream.
Right.
The bacterial meningitis, anyway. And we think that maybe the virus that they were both fighting was the trigger that got into Edward's bloodstream.
Right.
But it was the meningitis W. And the thing is, there's a vaccine.
Is there?
There's a vaccine. He wasn't considered at risk at 10 years old. This is the vaccine that's offered to 14-year-olds. Edward wasn't considered at risk at 10 years old, but you can pay privately. You can get that at Superdrug for 50 quid.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
No, and a lot don't.
I don't even know if I've had it. Vaccination.
It's not a lot. It might be a lot of money to some, but it's
not.
But I think it's more important to tell people.
Yeah.
To tell people it's there, because most don't know.
No, I didn't know that.
I didn't know.
50 quid for a life. It's nothing at all, is it?
Yeah.
And
I guess taking it up as well. I mean, it's on offer for 14-year-olds. Take it up. Freshers, take it up.
Yeah.
It's important.
I guess the symptoms as well come like it's very quick onset, is it? Once it grips you.
It's rapid. I mean, people say, well, how will I know? Because you can't be going to hospital with sickness bugs.
No.
And I don't advocate that anyway.
No.
What I do say is that you know yourself better than anyone else. You know your children better than anyone else. You know your friends better than anyone else.
Yes.
If they're suffering with flu, or paracetamol's not touching it, or they've gone to bed, say if they're at university, they've got a hangover, they've gone to bed, they're not feeling well, keep an eye on them. Symptoms will, in most cases, the deterioration will be rapid.
Really?
Rapid, and there's no time. So keep an eye on people. Trust your instincts. Your gut is generally right.
Yeah, that's true actually, isn't it?
And it's putting it on the radar, just telling people that this is out there. It's indiscriminate. It's not just children. It's not just teenagers. This is any children, adults, elderly. Doesn't care if you're old, young, fat, thin. It doesn't care. It's indiscriminate.
Yeah. You do tend to hear more nowadays, though, about sepsis, don't you? It was something that was never really talked about, but you do hear.
It's the biggest killer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it certainly is.
I mean, you can get it from anything, really, absolutely anything.
Yeah.
I can only obviously tell my story from the point of view of Edward getting the meningitis and sepsis, but yes, sepsis, it really needs to be aware of this.
I would like you just to give a mention to the people that sponsor you, because you had to give up your job, didn't you, to do all this work, and you've got some sponsors, so let's give them a plug.
Yeah, well, I had to give up my part-time job because this has been more than a 24/7 job.
Yeah.
You know, I'm up at the crack of dawn. I'm rarely in bed before midnight. And yeah, local businesses have really backed me, and I will never ever be able to give you enough thanks. But I'm going to give you a plug today. So Stephen Beverley, I know he's watching. Stephen Beverley, Windmill Financial Services. Sarah Crowther, Holistic and Beautiful Candles. She's produced a candle for Edward as well.
I've seen that, looks nice.
Dawn Atwell, Therapy House. David Cox of Cox Motor Group, all those dealerships back in me.
Yeah.
And Shannon Conspira of Bite Club.
Of what club?
Bite Club. It's a pop-up restaurant.
It's a pop-up restaurant?
Yeah, in fact she's got an event on Friday.
I thought you said Fight Club, I thought.
No. Yeah, check out her website as well.
So, alongside all this work that you've been doing, and I know, like you say, it's taken over your life, tell us how A Song for Edward came about.
I met with Jay at a business networking a few months back.
Right.
And when he told me, he told the room what he did, my ears pricked up.
What did he say he did?
Well, he wrote songs.
Yes. Yeah.
To remember people.
Uh-huh.
And I got chatting to him, and I just knew that Edward would make a great song. I had so many stories of Edward.
Yeah.
So not only just to remember a great kid, but I knew that it was something that we could use for the charity.
Yeah.
At events for the charity, we could sing things at music concerts, we could engage with communities, we could get choirs involved, schools involved, to sing it. We'd love people to cover it. I mean, the list is just endless. But Jay was saying, you know, it's great song this, I reckon we can get it in the charts.
Yeah.
And here we are, because it is a great song and people are downloading it.
I know.
But we need more help.
We do.
If we can get it higher in the charts and we can get it to number 1, we can get it in the real chart.
Yes.
I mean, how amazing would that be?
That would be amazing.
You know, but we need the community. We need Fylde. We need Blackpool. We need St Anne's. We need Lancashire. We need the country. We need everybody behind us, because if we can get this in the charts, not only is it going to be great to remember Edward, but it's going to raise the profile of the charity.
Yes.
And it's really going to raise the profile of meningitis and of sepsis.
Yes.
It will really get those noticed, and they really do need noticing.
Yes, they do indeed. Well, I tell you what we'll do. Shall we give it a play?
Yeah.
We'll give it a play, and then we'll come back and we'll tell people how they can get their hands on this track and how they can help support you.
Yeah.
I'm only going to play you a short version of the song, because obviously we want you to get online, stream it and download it to hear the rest of it, supporting Edward D Fund. It's A Song for Edward.
You were such a doer, you were always on the go, but you never went to search school 'cause you broke your collarbone. Yet your pure determination and the fire in your soul brings eternal inspiration for us all. Edward D. And you are me. You're the rain upon my face. You're the winner in the race. Edward D. You were young, you were free. If there's anyone to be, it's Edward. If there's anyone to be, it's Edward.
Yes, that was a song for Edward by Jay Stansfield. Edward's mum Liz is still here in the studio with me. Tell us, Liz, how can people get hold of that track?
It's everywhere. All the usual music platforms, so Amazon, Google, iTunes, Spotify, everywhere. There's links on the Edward D Facebook page and on Jay's page, the songwriters page, Songwriting Company, and on the Edward D website, www.theedwarddfund.org. There's links on all those. We need people to download it, to stream it, repeat stream it, share it, tell everybody you bought it, tell everybody how good it is.
Put it on Facebook that you've done it and send that out to everybody else.
Yeah, with the links if you can. Yeah. Let's get it shared everywhere.
It.
We need it.
We do.
We need it. We need the Found Coast in the charts.
Well, I suppose we haven't previously. The Nolans, although technically they were Irish, weren't they?
Time for another.
Yeah, time for another one, definitely. Alfie Boe, he's old news now, isn't he?
He needs to tweet. I've asked him.
Have you?
Yeah.
Hey, I wonder if he could cover it as well.
Yeah, oh, please.
That would be amazing, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So, as well as that, we need everyone to download this. We also need to get you some new sponsors as well, don't we, if we can?
We do. I'm working so hard on this, and much as I appreciate the support of the businesses that have already sponsored me, I could do with 2 or 3 more, really.
Yeah.
I feel as though I've had to give up a part-time job. If people could help me, it's not a lot. If you could message me, and you get plugs on the radio like this.
Yes.
Radio Lancashire I'm on quite a lot. The local papers I'm in quite a lot. Lancashire Life, Northern Life. You can have your logo on Edward's Facebook page and on my website. You can come to my events. You can put banners at my events. You can put leaflets out at my events. There's a lot more bang for your buck, really, than you may think.
Yeah.
And great local PR. To support a cause that's so positive, so local, and I will just work hard to get your name mentioned everywhere because I'm so grateful. But yeah, please get in touch.
So it's something you're going to carry on with, I would imagine. You're going to keep going, keep raising awareness.
My drive is never going to wane.
No, good. Well, that's great to hear. So everybody, get downloading, please. Just type into your search engine a song for Edward. Download it, stream it. That's what we want, isn't it? We do.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for coming into the studio today, Liz. It's been lovely to meet you.
There's a couple of events coming up.
Yes,
I'd like to mention.
please.
They're on my Facebook page. There's a ladies' fashion show and meal at Aztec's venue.
Right.
On the 20th of October. And we have also got Celebrate the Festival of Light, Diwali, with Edward at AKS on the 17th of November.
Right.
Tickets available, but there's an event on Edward's Facebook page.
So basically, keep your eye on that page.
Keep
you
your
can
eye
find
on
out
that page.
what's coming up.
Yeah,
excellent.
Absolutely.
Sounds fabulous. Lovely to meet you, Liz, at last. I know
Thank
we've been
you.
communicating over social media, but it's nice to meet you.
Thank you.
And let's do this. Let's get it into the charts.
Thank you.
Fylde Coast Radio. Local info for local people.
In the mix. In the mix.
Hi, this is Britney Spears.
What up, this Jay-Z.
This is Jennifer Lopez.
The mix. With the hottest DJ, Lindsay Knott.